Bruce Wayne and Batman. Not because I have to be. No. Because I choose to be.
I just want to put this out there right now. If anybody, anywhere, at any time in the near future, or indeed in the distant future, gets their hands on a copy of Batgirl, send it to me. I will review it. I will watch it. Do it.
Do it.
Please do it. Because I really want to see this movie. I cannot believe that it has been cancelled. My mum knew about it. She doesn't give a shit about capes. It was in the paper. This is huge. This is everywhere. It's pretty unprecedented to cancel a movie like this after you shot it. It's in post-production. You know, Roger Corman's 1994 Fantastic Four movie comes to mind.
It's problem time.
And it's just a massive shame for directors Adil Arbi and Bilall Fallah, who delivered Bad Boys for Life in 2020, which I thought was a really, really enjoyable action movie.
What happened to Bad Boys for Life? It's time we be good men. It's Bad Boys for Life.
It wasn't quite as outrageous as the mayhem of the first two Bad Boys movies, but I think in a lot of ways it showed that Bad Boys had grown up somewhat, and I think it's definitely a more post-John Wick Bad Boys movie. But I had a lot of fun with it. I thought the characters were really fun, and there was some great action sequences, some great hand-to-hand choreography. And everything was framed really nicely. And it gave me a lot of confidence in the idea that they would be perfect for a Batgirl movie. I'm not just saying this because the movie's been cancelled. I was really excited for it. I'd much rather see a Batgirl movie than any of the other Bat family. I'd much rather see Batgirl than, say, like a Nightwing movie or a Robin movie or a Red Hood movie or an Azrael movie. Like Batgirl, I think is perfect to give her a whole vehicle.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
And it was going to have Micheal Keaton in it. It is blowing my mind that there was going to be more Micheal Keaton Batman content, and we're not going to see it. We're not going to see it. More Micheal Keaton Batman. The whole Micheal Keaton Batman thing with the DCEU is just an absolute mess at the moment. Obviously, The Flash was meant to come out before Batgirl, and that was going to reintroduce Micheal Keaton and was presumably going to merge some of the universes together, which is why in this Batgirl movie we were going to get Micheal Keaton as Batman and J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. But to be honest, that sort of thing doesn't bother me. I think that's kind of fun, and also like when you've got two powerhouse actors like Micheal Keaton and J.K. Simmons filling those iconic comic book roles, I don't really care that they're a different Batman paired with a different Commissioner Gordon. Like, would you really care if Ben Affleck's Batman was with Gary Oldman in a movie? They're tremendous actors. I'd be absolutely fine with that. So none of that stuff really bothered me. I saw like the directors before said this movie was kind of sitting within like a hodgepodge of different DC universes. Whatever. As long as the central story and the themes that are at play are really satisfying and Leslie Grace's Batgirl gets a lot of material to work with and the action scenes soar and it's a faithful adaptation of the Batgirl mythos and of Barbara Gordon, I'd be fully down for it. Warner Brothers cited poor test screenings as one of the reasons, but I think that's smoke and mirrors because plenty of films have had poor test screenings. It seems like there was a finished cut, but it's still quite early on in post-production, so obviously there's a lot of room to fix things, and I really would be shocked if the action was really shit compared to like Bad Boys for Life. Like Bad Boys for Life had some really stellar action scenes.
Yes! No!
It's just so sad, and it really kind of, once again, marks Martin Scorsese's comments on the superhero genre and on this kind of democratization of content being a massive lie. He's just further been proven right. You know, as we move further and further into having a bajillion different streaming services, which no longer package up everything that you want to see on one platform, but instead offer lots of different exclusive things that you probably don't care about. It's becoming more and more likely that, you're just bombarded with content rather than actually getting to pick films. It's decided by algorithms that are basing it on what you've seen previously. And the idea that Warner Brothers had no faith in Batgirl, that they would rather it become a tax write-off to save money rather than it being a piece of art that could be released, that could be enjoyed, is just so saddening. Morbius came out in theatres twice. You're telling me that Sony had more confidence in that Jared Leto flavoured piece of shit than in this Leslie Grace, J.K. Simmons, Michael Keaton Batman extravaganza, with Brendan Fraser as the villain. The Brendan Fraser renaissance is here to stay, and I think he would have been a tremendous villain. Also, Firefly is, I think, a perfect pick for a Batgirl movie, because he's obviously one of Batman's B-tier villains, but obviously his power set makes him quite dangerous. And I think for a character like Batgirl, which is a bit more fisticuffs, I think that would have been perfect. Lots of opportunities for pyrotechnics and explosions. I think it would have been a really fun movie. And I just can't see it being god-awful. But even on principle, let's say that the Batgirl movie was going to be a one-star picture. It's not paced well, the script's terrible, the chemistry between the actors didn't quite work, Michael Keaton's return was underwhelming, the action was terrible. Let's say all that stuff was true. Even on principle, this movie should not be cancelled, because the whole point of art is about trying to create things that will connect with an audience, and sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes art fails to connect with people, but that doesn't mean that it's not art. And if I was looking at Morbius and that was cancelled, I'd have the exact same opinion. That movie doesn't deserve to be cancelled. This movie doesn't deserve to be cancelled. No movie that has made it through production and is in post-production deserves to be hidden away from the world, never to be seen. I think that is a crying shame. I think it's an awful time for Star Leslie Grace and for the directors, Adil and Bilall. They worked on this movie, they poured blood, sweat and tears into this movie, and now it's never going to see the light of day. I imagine they must be heartbroken, and that's awful. All of the Snyder Cut fans that campaigned for Zack Snyder's vision to be realised, I think you have a responsibility to try and get this Batgirl movie released, because this is the exact same deal. If anything, this movie's closer to completion than the Snyder Cut is. I think they needed about 70 million, was reported in costs to finish off that 4-hour cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League. So this movie doesn't need anywhere near the same amount to get it completed, and even if it does, it deserves to be seen. I don't know what this means as well for things like Blue Beetle. It seems like David Zaslav, the new CEO of Warner Brothers, wants to turn every DC property into a huge $200 million tentpole. And I appreciate the MO being, let's put these movies in theatres, but again, there's been loads of great movies made for 90 million. There's been loads of great movies made for 10 million, for 2 million. You're telling me if this Batgirl movie wasn't coming together, you couldn't just drop it in theatres instead of HBO Max anyway? It's funny because I was excited for the Batgirl movie, and then they said it was going to be a HBO Max movie. I was like, that kind of sucks. I don't really want to see it in my living room. And then I saw some rumours that it was going to get a theatrical release in some territories, and I thought, well, the UK probably might benefit from that. And now we're not getting it in cinemas, we're not getting it on HBO Max, we're not getting it at all. Take me back to here, when it was at least on streaming. I can't believe you're making me beg for it to be released on streaming. It's just such a shame. Batman's one of those superhero properties I think has so much wiggle room, and you can have different iterations of the character on screen because there's so many different tones to Batman. You've got your cheesy Adam West Batman, and then you've got your darker Pattinson stuff, and then Batfleck and Keaton's Batman exist in more outlandish comic booky worlds, and that all of that stuff can be interesting in different ways. And I don't think having Batfleck and Keaton in The Flash, and having Pattinson in The Batman, and having Keaton pop up in this alongside a new Batgirl would be any reason to cancel any of the others out. I think it could have been a really fun movie. It's just so strange. It's so unheard of for them to do this. And also, like, I have to think, how internet conscious are Warner Brothers? Because they eventually gave in with the Snyder Cut movement. They realised that that was never going away. They were going to keep getting dogged on social media for not releasing it. What do you think is going to happen this time? I can only imagine this isn't going to go away either, and that people are going to keep getting annoyed about it, because it's ridiculous. And it really just proves the problem with superhero movies at the moment is that they have become such an assembly line of profit. They have become part of such a huge machine that, yeah, it's possible to derive art from these things, and it's possible to derive true human emotions, and it is possible for them to be more than theme parks, but at the same time, more and more often, they are just a bottom line, and they can be tossed aside for financial reasons like that. And that does not bode well for the future of comic book movies, either for DC or for Marvel. I think DC's problem is it's going to keep second-guessing itself, and it's going to keep cancelling movies and changing things around. We're going to go from Keaton in Aquaman 2 to Batfleck in Aquaman 2 and all of this kind of nonsense, and it's just going to have no concrete plan. And then I think Marvel's going to be completely the opposite problem, and they're just going to bombard us with so many things, with Moon Knight Season 2 and Ant-Man, and all these new different characters and Secret Wars and multiverse, that it's just going to become such a gluttony of Disney Plus streaming content that you're going to end up watching like half the things they put out, and then they're going to end up being as bad as Thor Love and Thunder, and eventually you're not going to care at all. So basically, in short, support the directors, support Leslie Grace, support them releasing this movie, and go watch something like Bullet Train in cinemas instead, because that movie was completed, it came out in theatres, and it's a terrific thrill ride. I did a full video on it, and if you're a fan of action movies in any way, shape or form, I think you'll get a huge kick out of that movie. Go and see it right now. Yeah, rip Batgirl, the best Batgirl that never was. A big thank you to my full fat tier patron, Dr. Chike. If you'd like to donate money to my Patreon, you can find me at patreon.com/fullfatvideos. If you'd like to find me on Instagram, you can find me at full_fat_videos. And if you'd like to find me on Twitter, you can find me at, you guessed it, at fullfatvideos.